When it came to constructing the Digipack, we didn't have to use as many technologies as it was a simpler product to make. The technology which was a big part of the construction was Photoshop. The whole group felt very comfortable using this program as we had lots of previous practice using it in our AS coursework and in our summer task. This meant that we all knew our way around the tools, so we could each work on the Digipack effectively. Although we all had prior knowledge of how to use this program, we were still able to gain new skills when constructing our Digipack, as we were using different tools to make our Digipack look more advanced. We used tools to edit the photos which we had taken, such as changing the brightness and contrast, and also experimenting with different filters which we could use. All of these things helped us to make our Digipack more sophisticated and like a real media product. For the construction of our website, we used a technology called Wix. This was a good technology for us as it had a preset web layouts that you could then use and then edit. As none of us had much experience in editing web pages, this was good as it gave us ideas on how to set out our website before we had even started. This meant that we just had to focus on sticking to the conventions of a web page and putting everything in the right place instead of constructing the whole layout which we didn't know much about. As a group, we think we created a web page which was relatively conventional, as with the artist's name at the top of the web page, clear social networking links, and bold images across the whole of the web page. This ensured that we gave the audience everything they needed or wanted when visiting it. Wix helped us to achieve this by giving us a guide through the web designing process. As well as Wix, we also used Photoshop quite heavily when it came to creating our website. We used this when it came to creating the artist's name at the top of the web page, the logo of the Dreamcatcher, and to edit all of the photos which we inserted onto the website. By using Photoshop, it ensured that all of the components of our website were of a good quality to make it look more sophisticated. Photoshop was also a good program for us to use, as we all had prior experience and were able to navigate around it easily, so we could get things done effectively. To take the photos for our website, we once again used the SLR camera. We used this as we had already taken some previous images on it, so that we were confident that the images would all be of a good quality and be good enough to use across our Digipack and website. During the evaluation stage of the product, I used many different technologies to try and show my skills over a variety of different platforms. These technologies included Prezi with a voiceover, PowerToon, Infogram, and a screen recording. I used Prezi again as I knew I could present concise and clear information through this technology. However, I added a voiceover to the presentation to make it slightly more interesting instead of just having to read off the screen when watching it. I also used Infogram again, as I knew I could easily present clear information to my audience without them just having to read long paragraphs of information. I wanted to try and make my evaluation as engaging as possible, so this technology helped with that. Another technology that also helped me was PowerToon. I had never used this technology before, but found it extremely easy to get used to. This was a way in which I could present my evaluation in a more fun and interesting way for the audience, as it is a much more visual technology. For my evaluation question 1, I chose to use a screen recording, as I had never done one before, but they are a very interactive way of explaining points to the audience, as the audience can literally see what you are seeing and see exactly what the point you were trying to make is. The one technology we used throughout the whole duration of the project was Blogger. Blogger enabled us to keep regular blog entries of what we were doing and also allowed us to upload our work efficiently. We had already used Blogger in our AS coursework, so we all knew our way around it very easily. As well as this, Blogger really helped to keep the group organised and on top of things, as we could see what each other were doing on a regular basis and constantly knew who was doing what. As well as this, Blogger allowed us to put all of our findings from other technologies onto it by embedding them. This meant that the audience could access all of our work from one place, and we made sure that the audience weren't redirected through HTML tags. Overall, the use of technologies in our research, planning and construction were absolutely vital to us as a group. They allowed us to present our work in a clear and concise way to make it easier for the audience to look at. They also allowed us to present our findings in a more visual and interactive way, rather than just presenting our work in long essays. Even though we encountered some issues with the technologies that we were using, we were able to overcome these by helping each other or asking for help from a teacher. Without the technologies that we had available to us, we would not have been able to complete the construction of our products.